In the year to 21 BCE, the warring states were silenced. The banners of Qi, Chu, Yan, Han, Zhao, and Wei had all fallen to the black-hand gold standard of Qin from his throne at Xianyang. Yingzheng declared himself Shi Huangdi, the first August emperor, the first man to rule all under heaven as one. For the first time in history, the rivers of China flowed under a single law, a single flag, a single name, Qin, yet peace, once won, became a new battlefield. For unification had forged not rest but the burden of eternity. The emperor sought to make his new world unbreakable. He abolished the feudal states, dividing the realm into 36 commanderies, each ruled by officials loyal only to him. He standardized weights and measures, the currency, and even the written script, so that the tongue of the court could be read in every village, in every market, the same round bronze coin, in every scroll, the same characters for law, loyalty, and death. What had once been many became one, and what was once free became ordered. Visual, peasants working under watchful soldiers. Scrolls of the Qin legal code unrolled on stone tablets. To rule such a vast realm, Qin Shi Huang embraced the doctrine of legalism, cold, absolute, and merciless. Reward the obedient, crush the defiant. In his empire, justice was iron and mercy a weakness, but even iron, when hammered too long, begins to crack. The emperor's vision reached beyond walls and borders. He commanded that the old fortifications of the northern states be joined into a single colossal barrier, a wall to shield civilization from the nomads beyond the steppe. Thus began the first Great Wall of China, a monument of fear and endurance. Hundreds of thousands toiled across deserts and ridges. Many would never return home. To connect his realm, he ordered over 6,000 kilometers of imperial roads, all leading to Xianyang, a network of stone and sweat binding the empire together. In every direction, the emperor's will was made visible in earth and blood, but behind the magnificence lay the silence of the graves. For all his power, Qin Shi Huang feared one enemy above all, death. He had conquered men, nations, and gods, but time itself remained undefeated, and so began his most desperate campaign, a war against mortality. He sent ships eastward to the fabled islands of the immortals, led by alchemists and dreamers, promising elixirs of eternal life. He consumed potions of jade and mercury, believing them divine, but in his search for immortality, he was slowly poisoning himself. Across the empire, whispers spread of an emperor haunted by ghosts, obsessed with omens, afraid to sleep in the same palace twice. He believed that by mastering heaven and earth, he could live forever. Yet every empire he built, every wall, every road was only a monument to his fear of the inevitable. As years passed, the court of Qin darkened. The wise minister Lu Buwai was long gone, disgraced and dead. Now, the emperor's chief counselor was Li Si, a man of intellect and ambition. But lurking behind him was Zhao Gao, a eunuch with venom in his smile. The emperor, consumed by paranoia, ordered the burning of the books, a purge of thought itself. Confucian scholars who dared to speak of virtue or past dynasties were buried alive beneath the stones of Xianyang. To preserve his order, the emperor destroyed memory itself. For to remember a world before Qin was to imagine a world without him. The Iron Order that had built China was beginning to devour it. Into 10 BCE, the emperor set out on a grand inspection of the eastern provinces. He sought once more the elixir of life, and perhaps an escape from fate. But fate had already found him, somewhere near the coast of present-day Hebei. The first emperor fell ill. His body weakened, his voice faded. The man who had united the world was dying. His death was kept secret. Zhao Gao and Li Si, fearing chaos, sealed the truth. They placed carts of rotting fish around his carriage to hide the smell of decay. As they traveled west, the Emperor of Eternity, rotting in his own procession. By the time the cortege reached Xianyang, China's immortal ruler was dust and silence. The empire that had taken centuries to build collapsed in just 3 years. Zhao Gao forged the emperor's will, placing his weaker son, Hu Hai, on the throne as the second emperor. Li Si was executed. Zhao Gao ruled in the shadows. Meanwhile, rebellion ignited. Two soldiers, Chen Sheng and Wu Guang, refused to die for a failed order. Their mutiny spread like wildfire. Soon, warlords rose: Xiang Yu, the conqueror of Chu, and Liu Bang, the man of the people who would found the Han. The great Qin, once unbreakable, shattered. Its walls still stood, but its spirit had died with its founder. The empire of order drowned in its own perfection, proof that no power, no law, no fear can bind the hearts of men forever. Deep beneath the earth, guarded by rivers of mercury and an army of clay, the first emperor sleeps in silence. He could not conquer death, but he conquered time. 2,000 years later, his vision endures: the Great Wall, the unified language, the dream of one China under heaven. He sought immortality and found it not in life, but in legacy. For though his dynasty perished, his idea became eternal.